Delighted to say I've got Louise Quill in studio with me here from Tralee. Tiernan Oak Children's Foundation Tanzania started 17 years ago. We nominated by Mark C. Holland, and Mark gets in touch with us got in touch with us with the nomination, I should say, and says, I wish to nominate a Kerry person by the name of Louise Quill and her team at Tiernan Oak Children's Foundation for Kerry Hero Awards 2023. The voluntary work that they do on a regular basis to better the lives of children in Tanzania is simply amazing. 17 years of dedication to the cause should not go unnoticed. As a sponsor, I recently received a video from them to show everything they've achieved in a short time period. I can honestly say I was absolutely speechless. Please take a few minutes to understand what I'm talking about and watch here, and clicked on an amazing video, I suppose, of what's happened. We want you, before we talk to Louise, we want you to have a listen a little bit to what it's all about.
As you may know from the documentary Kilimanjaro Mama, this is actually the first time we've ever had running water. It's the very, very first time we've had hot water. And all of our hot water and our electricity actually comes from our solar panel system here. This is our library. It's one of the most special places in the whole building. And when this facility was being designed, we actually included all the children in the design material, and we got them to draw what their ideal house would look like. And nearly every single one of them drew a library. Very important in Swahili culture that everybody shares food and shares meals together. So this really is our biggest hub. So our entire children's village here is also going to be landscaped. We've already started planting our banana trees, avocado trees, lemon trees, papaya trees. So grateful and so thankful to every person who's made this a possibility for us. But you know, our mission isn't complete yet, and we're entering into phase 2, which is our final phase of the project. And phase 2 will include our drop-in centre, which is so needed here because we have many children who need immediate protection at any time of the day or night. We have to have a safe place for them.
There you go. That's a little bit of that video that Mark sent us in. Well, Louise Quill, good morning to you and thanks for coming in. And listen, congratulations.
Thank you, Jerry, and thank you for having me.
Did you think this was going to happen? Were you even thinking or expecting it when you heard about it?
No, I've heard it on the radio mentioned a few times, and then when I was contacted yesterday, I was speechless.
Yeah.
It's a great privilege and a great honour.
Tell me about, I suppose, that video, what you showed people, what you sent to your sponsors, and what it demonstrates about what you've achieved over the last 17 years in Tanzania.
So the building project, what we've achieved there has been done over a 2-year period, which has been quite phenomenal because our whole purpose of releasing our documentary Kilimanjaro Mama was to get the funding so that we could build a facility for these children. We were pleased to announce then to all of our sponsors, because of the generosity of so many people in Kerry and Ireland and beyond, that we did actually manage to achieve that. And on April 28th, 2023, our children finally got to move into their new houses. And we've got about 10 to 12 months left now to complete the entire village. So
yeah. Was that the aim of it when you set it up, or how did you get involved in it?
So I went out when I was 21 years of age. I was a student and I went out as a volunteer like so many other people, and I just saw so many injustices there, the suffering of the children there, and when I came back I couldn't stop thinking about them, and I could see there was a huge need for a facility in Tanzania to cater for these children who, a lot of them were on the streets, no family background, no support, and the worst thing of all
was there conflict at the time in Tanzania or neighbouring countries, or was it just third world disease, all the challenges that come with being a poor country?
Poverty. There's a population of 65 million people, and most people aren't even on $1 a day. You know, so that's where it stems from. It's poverty. You know, people often think, and the AIDS and HIV epidemic had a huge problem for us, I suppose, with orphaned children.
Yeah, a massive problem there. So you saw it and you decided, look, I want to do something about it longer term.
I was 21 at the time, very naive, and you know, when you're 21 you're fearless and you don't see any obstacles.
You think you can do anything.
I can do anything, which is a good way to be. So I went back after a few months. I had started fundraising in mostly Tralee and Kerry area. I got support from a lot of people here, and I went back and I opened up my first children's home in 2007. So I started with 11 children at the time. Now I've got over 70 children in the children's home and almost 400 in the primary school, and we've got kindergartens and farming projects and everything else going on.
And are you focusing on education as the silver bullet to cure poverty?
Education is their passport out of poverty. It's the only thing that will set them apart from everybody else. We recently, my husband and I, Derek, recently had our first Tiernan Oak child live with us in Tralee for the few months. He's completing his civil engineering degree in Tanzania. So he came here to work alongside Declan Costello Contractors, and he gave him loads of experience about the technologies and the machinery that we use here, so that he'd be able to bring the knowledge back with him to Tanzania.
Yeah.
So it was a huge... He was the first person to ever leave the university to complete a placement abroad.
And when you went out there day one, obviously you didn't know what it was going to lead you to, and you couldn't stop thinking about the children, and you started. Did you ever think you were going to be in this sort of a project or this sort of an operation out there this many years on?
I suppose I did, yeah, because I'm that type of person that I wouldn't have turned away anyway. My dream was always to create a proper facility for them, one that was properly ventilated, that was fit for purpose, that had things like a library and a social room and a music room and a sports recreation centre, things that children here have. I wanted to give the same to them. I obviously had to wait for the right time. So I put in my years of hard work and hard slog for a very long time. And then when the opportunity came, I was able to buy the land, and then began the fundraising drive to get this done.
You were dealing with government departments there, government departments here. That must have been just a very difficult thing to try and get over the line.
We deal with the government in Tanzania, but we're not government funded in Ireland. This project has been created really and funded by the Irish public. So we don't receive any government funding here. We deal, I suppose, on the ground level with the district commissioner's office and the planning offices and all this. Everything has to be run through them before we can do anything. So we did all that,
Yeah, that's amazing. Amazing. And look, you must be delighted. The Louise Mulcahy pottery, will it make it to Tanzania? Will you bring it out there?
Do you know what? We have such a nice facility now. I could trust that it would survive out there. So I might bring it with me. That's a really good idea.
Well, listen, Louise, I'm delighted for you and delighted for it, and obviously for all the sponsors as well. And thanks to Mark as well for putting in the nomination.
Yeah. We'd be nowhere without our child sponsors. So thank you to any of those who are listening today, and especially Mark, if you're listening. I don't even know this man personally, but I just know he's a child sponsor.
Well,
so thank you.
It's an example of what the work you've done, how it touches people and motivates them to get involved.
I think
which
so,
is brilliant.
It's great.
Okay, Louise, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Well done and congratulations.
Thank you.
On winning the award. That is Louise Quill there, Tiernan Oak Children's Foundation. If you want to find out more, tiernanoakchildrensfoundation.com is the website. Brilliant website. There is that documentary available up on YouTube as well. You can see what it's all about. The story from 2006. Great website. Lots of information on what's an incredible country as well. Lots of national parks out there and other things like that as well in Tanzania, in East Africa. That is our fourth Kerry Hero of the Year, sponsored by Fexco, receiving their Louise Mulcahy commissioned pottery piece.